We welcome our grand jury for the Adequan FEI North American Youth Championships presented by Gotham North. Today it is the turn of the juniors, the under-18s, for their Continental Championships. Our grand jury, Joe Young of Canada, is the president. Bobby Stevenson of the United States of America is the judge at H, and Judy Hancock of Great Britain is our judge at B. We start with the team rider for the Area 16. It's Rachel McGregor with Catch Me If You Can, number 701. So Rachel McGregor, who's at the University of Redlands, fifth in the prelim at Twin Rivers with this horse, second in the junior prelim at the event at Rebecca Farm last year. Catch Me If You Can, known as Lenny at home. Mark Randy and Campari FFF completing their one-star test for their predecessors. Thurston B. Howell, ridden by Danny Sussman, 67.50 at C, 65.68 at H, 66.82 at B. 33.3 penalties, goes top 20 at the moment, 19th. Well, next to go in the one-star will be one of these Sunsprite warm bloods from down there in California. Sunsprite's Fleurette. Emily Libby in the irons, number 59. Emily Libby riding Sunsprite's Fleurette for the breeder Pamela Duffy Trotter, the 8-year-old Dutch warm blood, owner and rider from Temecula, California. Rachel McGregor and Catch Me If You Can, completing our first North American Junior Championship test of 2018. The Area 6 rider representing her team from down there in California. So the next Junior One-Star here in the Championships is going to be Area 2 team rider Catherine Christopher with Frodo of the Shire. Catherine, who's going to be a student at the University of North Carolina at Wilmington, was one of the best young riders at the Ocala Jockey Club International last winter, and took a first-place finish at Southern Pines as well. Frodo of the Shire was second place in the Thoroughbred Incentive Program Award at Ocala Jockey Club One-Star last year as well. And he's a carrot-loving horse, and after his nap once a day, he likes to go out and play with his mini friend Mufasa. Sunsprite's Fleurette and Emily Libby wrapped up with their dressage here in the International One-Star. We have a score for Mark Grandier and Team Rebecca's Campari FFF, 73.18 at C, 65.45 at H, 73.41 at B, 29.3 penalties and 7th position. So Area 2 are off and running in the North American Junior Championships. Now, thanks to Adequan, title sponsors for so many years of what was the North American Junior Young Rider Championships, now the newly renamed FEI North American Youth Championships. Adequan, tremendous supporters of the equestrian world here in the United States from coast to coast, be it the Adequan West Coast Dressage Festival, the Adequan Global Dressage Festival, and plenty more in between, including, of course, the Adequan USEA Gold Cup Series. Also like to thank Gotham North, Georgina Bloomberg's stables at Gotham North, that have been presenting sponsors of the North American Youth Championships for very many years as well. Georgina, one of the many top riders riding at Nations Cup in show jumping and at the very top level in eventing, to have come through proudly with their Young Rider Shields and, in many cases, Young Rider medals. Score for number 701 in the juniors, 63.86 at C, at H 66.82, at B 68.18. That's 33.7. Number 60, Asia Vedder. Asia owns and rides Gaelic Wealth, a 10-year-old thoroughbred, and they're from Carpinteria, California. Asia Vedder just about to start their test in the International One Star. So next to go, Area 7, our local team here in the North American Junior Championships, Collier, England, with Zyda. Collier was the highest placed young rider in the International One Star at Twin down in California this year, and was very well placed in the young rider division at Aspen Farms this year as well. Collier, England, and Zyda. Zyda, a real puppy dog horse, loves traveling, loves doing anything they ask of him. Hopefully getting the team for Area 7 off to a good start in the juniors. Completing their one-star test, they're Asia Veda and Gaelic Wealth. So we've got a score to catch up on in the one-star, and that's going to be for Sunsprites Fleurette and Emily Libby. 66.36 at C, 68.18% at H, and 74.55 at B. 30.3, and that goes into 9th position. So 2 top 10s this morning so far. And we totally scheduled the dressage so that the local area 7, could make a big noise of support for Collier, England and Zyda, number 704. Once again, juniors and young riders, and you're doing a super job on it this morning. We love your support for each other, but just do remember to keep an eye on the one-star and international arena and make sure that your support isn't going to affect somebody else's test. I think for pretty much everyone, Rebecca Farm is a long way away, and everyone wants to come here and end up doing their very, very best. So we have a score for Area 2 rider, Catherine Christopher and Frodo of the Shire in the North American Junior Championships. 63.86% at C, 64.77 at H, 66.82 at B. So second place at the moment on 34.9. The next to go in the international one-star, and the bell has rung for number 61. Linnea Woody with Prince Eric. Linnea Woody owns and rides the 8-year-old thoroughbred, and they're from Greenlee, Colorado. A lot of riders from Colorado this year at Rebecca Farm. Welcome to you all. And next to go in the juniors is the Area 1 rider, William Jarrell and Grey Area. William was second in the intermediate at Ocala, as well as riding here to Area Junior team. He's a nationally ranked wrestler as well at his school, Buckingham Brown and Nichols. Grey Area, Skippy as he's known, a very point and shoot horse in both competition and on the ground. This is Skippy's third time at North American Youth Championships, having been right up to the young rider 2-star level as well with other riders. William Jarrell and Grey Area are next to go. So Linnea Woody and Prince Eric completing their international one-star test with us here. Score in the international one-star for Asia Veda and Gaelic Wealth, 68.86 at C, 66.82 at H, and 70% at B. So 31.4 penalties, just outside the top 10 at the moment, in a tie for 12th. Our next one-star horse and rider combination is going to be number 62, Megan Compton. Megan with Coco Mamselle. Megan owns and rides Coco Mamselle, the 8-year-old Westphalian, and they're from Solvang, California. One of many this weekend who've bought the Twinkle kits for their horses to help the Halt Cancer at X initiative here at the event at Rebecca Farm. And you can still go and purchase that for a donation to the Halt Cancer at X charity and use it throughout the week. There's enough Twinkle there to get you through all 3 tests or to do a couple of horses for cross-country or stadium. Area 1 team rider William Jarrell and Grey Area completing his test in the North American Junior Championships. Score in those championships for Collier, England and Zyda, 65% at C, 65.91 at H, 67.05 at B. 34 penalties and into second, but the score's very, very close indeed this morning amongst the first few. These are the first team riders, of course, for each of the junior teams. So often here the ones who are expected to go out and do the best on cross country tomorrow to bring back valuable information for the rest of the team. Megan Compton and Coco Mamselle completing their one-star test. Score in that arena for Linnea Woody and Prince Eric, 59.77 at C, 63.18 at H, 65.23 at B. 37.3 penalties. Just one more to go in the one-star this morning. Whilst over in the junior arena, the last of the first rider rotation for each of the teams, number 706. 706 is Grace Smith with Sir Salsford Nazar, an Area 3 rider. This will be Grace Smith, Sir Salford Nazar, a horse that came from Ireland in 26th and has been up the levels with Grace, including getting their qualifying score at the Jockey Club event at Ocala last October-November. The sometimes grumpy Sir Salford Nazar and Grace Smith are the number one rider on the team for Area 3. And our next to go in the one-star is the final one-star of the weekend here to do their dressage. Mia Edsel with True Story, number 63. Mia owns and rides True Story, a 9-year-old Canadian warmblood, and they are from Bellevue, Idaho. Gray Smith and Sir Salsford Nazar completing our first team rider rotation for Area 3. We actually have 6 teams in the competition. We've seen 5 riders so far, 1 team here in the North American Junior Championships with just 3 riders. Score for William Jarrell and Grey Area, 64.32 at C, 62.95 at H, 63.86 at B. 36.3 penalty score, and into 4th. Rachel McGregor and Catch Me If You Can remain our leaders on 33.7, but it is exceptionally close. Next to go, individual rider for Area 2 in the North American Junior Championships, Macy Beach with Chasing Moonlight. Chasing Moonlight, a Kentucky OTTB with 33 racing starts, earning $165,000 in the racing. Chases, he's known at home, a 10-year-old thoroughbred. They were 5th at Virginia in the 1-star, 13th in Fair Hill in the 1-star in April this year as well. Completed Carolina International and also the Ocala Jockey Club International 1-star, top junior in the Ocala 1-star. Macy Beach, Chasing Moonlight for Area 2. The next to go in Ring 2 in the North American Junior Championships, part of the Adequan FEI North American Youth Championships presented by Gotham North. Mia Edsel and True Story have just completed their test, bringing our 1-star to its conclusion. Our judges there, Christina Klingspor at C, Jane Hamlin at H, and Peter Gray at B. We'll get a very short break. We're going to start the International Intermediate Divisions Dressage, the CCI 2-star at 9:15. Coco Mamselle and Megan Compton, their score in that ring at C, 71.59%, at H, 67.50%, and at B, 71.82%. 29.7 is the score, 8th position. So completing their one-star test, they're chasing Moonlight and Macy Beach. We've got a score for their predecessor in that ring as well in the North American Junior Championships, Grace Smith with Sir Salford Nazar. Sir Salford Nazar at C, 61.14%, at H, 65%, and at B, 62.05%, 37.3, and 5th position. And the final one-star score. True Story, Mere saw 67.73 at C, 64.77 at H, 65% at B. 34.2 is that score. So Megan Sykes and Classics Mojo are dressage leaders in the one-star division on 24.2, a tie for second on 25.5 between Jordan Lindstead and Staccato, and Bella Mowbray for Australia and En Vogue. Jennifer Salinger, Lassie 7.3 in fourth, Asia Vedder and Issy in fifth, Hawley Bennett Award for Canada, Code of Conduct sixth, Mark Grandier with Team Rebecca's Campari FFF in seventh, Megan Compton, Coco Mamselle in eighth, Krista Stevenson and Kazon in ninth, Emily Libby and Sunsprites Fleurette ending up in 10th on 30.3. So just 6.1 penalties covering the top 10 after dressage. Turning our attention back to Ring 2 for the moment, where the last before the judging break there is going to be the start of the second rider rotation. This is Team 8's rider, Blake Park, with Factor 5. So Blake Park from Laurel Springs School has ridden to the international one-star level before. Factor 5, known in the barn as Pop-Tart, but even more familiarly as just Pop. And Blake, quite talented, a classically trained pianist as well as an international event rider. The first of our international two stars for the event at Rebecca Farm for 2018 is going to be Anna Collier with Bentonite. Anna Collier and Bentonite, number 64 in your orders of go. Anna owns and rides, and Bentonite, an 8-year-old Sol Francais, and they're from Woodland in Washington State. So, finishing their one-star test in the Junior Championships, Blake Park and Factor 5, the Area 8 team rider. Score for Chasing Moonlight and Macy Beach in that arena, 60.23 at C, 61.82 at H, and 60.68 at B. 39.1 will be their score, and that goes into 6th position. Still are first in the ring there, leading that division. Well, unfortunately, in the two-star arena, Anna Collier and Bentonite asked to leave. Continued resistance there, resulting in elimination from the dressage for Anna Collier and Bentonite in the International Intermediate. Bobby Meyerhoff and Albano now, number 65 in the International Two-Star. Bobby owns and rides Albano, 9-year-old German-bred horse, and they're from Statesville, North Carolina. This accommodation we saw at the two-star level this year at the Carolina International Red Hills and also at the Fork at Tryon Equestrian Centre. Number 709 is our next to go in the North American Junior Championships. This is Olivia Wall. Olivia with Mandolin R, Area 2 rider for the Area 2 team. Olivia, who's going up to the University of Kentucky in the autumn. Bringing this horse Mandolin R up the levels with no eventing experience, right up to the FEI levels. They placed just off the podium in their second CCI1 start together at Virginia. And Mandolin R, another puppy dog-like horse, always loves to be made much of and wants attention. So Mandolin R and Olivia Wall are next to go in the North American Juniors, team rider for Area 2. In the two-star, Annie Grandier and Chaos. Annie Grandier from Vaughan in Washington State contested the CIC two-star at Aspen Farms in June of this year. We have a two-star test completed in ring one for Annie Grandia and Chaos. Bobby Meyerhoff and Albano in that ring. Bobby with 65.83 at C, 65.83 at H, and 66.46 at B. Scores 34 penalties. Mandolin R and Olivia Wall, the Area 2 rider and team rider, completing their test in the North American Junior Championships. Next to go in the one-star is Heather Morris and the two-star as it is now, Charlie Tango and Heather Morris. Number 67 on the order of go, Heather Morris, riding for the Team Express Group LLC. Charlie Tango, a 10-year-old Irish sport horse, and they're from Wildomar, California.
Number 7, 10. 7, 10. Ring 1 is 67.
Charlie Tango is ridden by Tammy Smith at Twin Rivers in the intermediate, but mostly the ride of Heather Morris, including in the advanced at the spring event at Woodside, and winners of the CIC 3-star in April this year at Twin. In the North American Junior Championships, we found out that our sneaky judges had moved around, and in fact it is going to be Judy Hancock who is our judge at H when we read out those scores, and Bobby Stevenson is judge at B for the Junior Championships. The president, Joe Young, remains at C. We have a score in the North American Junior Championships, part of the Adequan FEI North American Youth Championships, presented by Gotham North, and that's for Blake Park and Factor 5. 60.23 at C, 62.73 at H, 61.14 at B, so 38.6 penalties. The next to go in the Junior Championships is going to be Menu Rendezvous, ridden by Georgia Phillips. Georgia owns and rides Menu Rendezvous. This mare who absolutely loves the job, but also likes a nap at a show and wants cuddles. They had a top 10 finish in the one-star at Virginia and contested the prelim rider at Texas Rose Horse Park as well. Georgia Phillips and Menu Rendezvous from Area 5 down there in Texas. And Georgia, who goes to school in Houston. Two tests finishing here in synchronicity. Menu Rendezvous and Georgia Phillips, team rider for Area 5, completing their test in the Junior Championships. Prior to them in the ring, we had Olivia Wall and Mandolin R. 67.27 at C, 68.41 at H, 69.32 at B. 31.7 penalties, and the team rider for Area 2, Mandolin R, Olivia Wall, go into the lead of the North American Junior Championships. So Heather Morris and Charlie Tango completing their test here with us in the International Two-Star Arena. Score for Annie Grandier and Chaos, 64.17 at C. At 63.54 at H, 61.67 at B. So 36.9 penalties. Our next in the International Two-Star is going to be Mackenzie Johansson. Mackenzie with Grey Prince. Mackenzie from Hamilton, Georgia, owns and rides Grey Prince. Contested several intermediate divisions at Chattahoochee Hills and rode the two-star divisions last year at the Ocala Jockey Club. They were here in the North American Juniors and Young Riders last year in the Young Rider division, and Mackenzie completed the two-star this spring at the Carolina International. Mackenzie Johansson and Grey Prince number 68 will be next to go in the International Intermediate. Here in the North American Junior Championships arena, we turn our attention to Area 7 for our next contestant. This is going to be Isabella Gunningham and Callie Cool. Isabella, a student at Forest Ridge School, was had a couple of top 5 placings at last year's American Eventing Championships. Callie and Isabella placed runners-up in the Woodside International Horse Trials in October 17. And Isabella, as well as being the junior team rider for Area 7, plays varsity tennis for her high school as well. So Mackenzie Johansson and Grey Prince. You understand Mackenzie actually took a little bit of a tumble out on the cross country earlier on today on a national division horse. So Mackenzie just waiting for doctor's approval to compete again today. So has been rescheduled for 12:31. Isabella Gunningham and Callie Cool completing their one-star test for the North American Junior Championships here with us at the event at Rebecca Farm. Score for Charlie Tango and Heather Morris in the International 2-star, 72.92 at C, 73.75 at H, 69.17 at B, 28.1 and into the lead in the 2-star. Maya Black and FE Black Ice, they are the next to go in that arena. This German sport horse sourced through Clayton Fredericks. Maya Black from Clinton in Washington State won the intermediate at the Horse Park in New Jersey Horse Trials in June of this year, and was a top 10 finisher in the International 2-star at Red Hills in Tallahassee, Florida back in March. Number 710 in the juniors was Menu Rendezvous and Georgia Phillips, scoring 55.45 at C, 57.95 at H, 56.14% at B. So 43.5 penalties. India Doyle riding Little Oliver are going to be our next into this ring. Team rider for Area 1 up there in New England. India student at St. George's has completed no less than 11 international one-star competitions. Little Oliver has been right up to the 3-star level, and his favourite phase is the cross-country, and he's nicknamed Dino because he closely resembles a dinosaur, apparently. Little Oliver and India Doyle for Area 1, team rider number 712. India Doyle and Little Oliver for Area 1 completing their test as a team rider here in the North American Junior Championships. Isabella Gunningham and Calla Cool for Area 7, 63.64% at C, 60.91% at H, 65.68% at B. 36.6 penalties and 6th position at the moment. Test finishing in the 2-star as well is Maya Black with FE Black Ice. So we're up to date with scores in that ring. The competition being led by Charlie Tango and Heather Morris. Mackenzie Johansson going to come to us later on today at 12:31. If you were here to watch Mackenzie and Grey Prince's test. So the next two forward in the North American Junior Championships, our next rider is going to be Jesse Schwartz. Jesse with number 713, WHF Kitaro. Jesse owns and rides WHF Kitaro, and they're a team rider for Area 3 down there in the southeast, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, those sort of states all making up Area 3. Whilst here in the International Intermediate Division, the CCI 2-star, it's Madeline Scott. Madeline with Crosby's Gold. They're number 70. Crosby's Gold, owned and ridden by Madeline Scott. From Chase in British Columbia. So this is a combination for Canada in our International 2-star. Madeline was 6th in the Aspen Farms International 2-star in June of this year. Had a very good run at National Intermediate and also contested the 1-star, including at the Galway Dance International, the CCI 1-star in November last year. So Jesse Schwartz and WHF Kitara, the Area 3 team rider, completing their test. In this junior division of the Adequan FEI North American Youth Championships presented by Gotham North, we've got a score for Little Oliver ridden by India Doyle for the team for Area 1, 64.55 at C, 66.36 at H, 65.68 at B, 34.5 penalties and 4th position. And plenty of support here in the International 2-star for Maddie Scott and Crosby's Gold, leaving us with just one to go before the judging break in the International Intermediate, the CCI 2-star. Got a score for Maya Black and FE Black Ice, 66.88% at C, 66.46 at H, 67.71 at B. 33 penalties, 2nd position. Next to go in the Junior Championships, Kira Carter. No, my apologies, I'm looking at the wrong sheet. It's going to be Grace Peters and Why Not Glenn. Area 4 rider, individual rider. Grace and Why Not Glenn have had top 5 finishes at prelim, including being the highest placed junior rider and the young rider team challenge winner at the 2017 Catalpa Corners Charity Horse Trials, and had a top 5 finish most recently in the 1-star at Texas Rose. Why Not Glenn is known as Rowan in the Barn. It's one of several junior horses, I think, that thinks more that he's a dog trapped in a horse's body. Grace Peters, Why Not Glenn are next to go in the North American Junior Championships. Kira Carter. Kira owns and rides Corinthos, the Swedish warm blood from Washington. Battleground Washington. They are next to go in the 2-star. Corinthos and Kira have been in the 2-star. Here last year in Young Riders when they were individually 6th, and also most recently in the 2-star at Aspen Farms where they placed 4th. Just running a touch early in that ring. Kira's time is 11 minutes past 10, so we'll see them down the ramp just shortly. Grace Peters and Why Not Glenn completing their junior championship test in our Adequan FEI North American Youth Championships presented by Gotham North. Score for WHF Kitara just starting to come through. Their predecessor in the ring. We get back in action in ring 2 with this jury at 21 minutes past 10 this morning when we go back into the third team rider rotation. Joe Young of Canada, our president, whilst Judy Hancock of Great Britain judges at H, and Bobby Stevenson of the United States of America judges at B in the championships. And that score for Jesse Schwartz and WHF Kitara, 60% at C, 59.09% at H, 64.55% at B. 38.8 penalties and 10th position. So as we go into this break, the leader is Mandolin R, ridden by Olivia Wall on 31.7. And that is a combination for the Area 2 team. They were the Area 2 second team rider. Bobby? Kira Carter and Corin Thos bring our Ring 1 team up to their break as well. They've got a little bit more time off. 10:37 we'll see the next one in the ring in Ring 1 for the International 2-star. Score in that ring for Maddie Scott and Crosby's Gold, 58.33% at C, 57.71% at H, 60.21% at B. 41.3 penalties, 5th position. Early days, though, in the 2-star here at the event at Rebecca Farm. Next to go, they are the third team rider for Area 1. Number 719, Sammy Crandell, Downhill Kent.
Straight entry.
Alexandra Knowles and Princess B completing their 2-star test. Masterclass and Leah Breakley, they scored 58.96 at C, 58.13 at H, and 60.42 at B, so 40.8 penalty score for them. Samantha Pritchard from Cochrane, Alberta. They are a Canadian combination, Samantha and King's Landing, coming to us to contest the 2-star. Samantha, who's ridden this horse internationally at the Fresno County Horse Park International in February of this year. Also took a second in the intermediate at Spokane Sport Horse Farm, 3rd Annual Spring Horse Trials in May. So Sammy Crandell and Fernhill Chaos, Area 1 team rider, completing their test. Score in the Junior Championships for Up to You, De La Rage and Caitlin Rudd for light speed equestrian, 67.50 at C, 65.68 at H, 62.95 at B. 34.6 penalties and 8th position. King's Landing and Samantha Pritchard, number 75, completing their two-star test. In that arena, we have a score for Princess B, owned by Nancy Alberty and ridden by Alexandra Knowles, 69.38 at C, 67.50 at H, 71.67 at B. 30.5 penalties and 2nd position. Gina Miles is going to be the next in that ring. Gina, from California, the Olympic medalist, rides Lana Capri. Gina Miles with Liza McNaughton's Lana Capri, the 10-year-old Oldenburger. And Gina from Templeton in California. Ryan Wood and Galway Blazer, team rider for Area 3, completing the 3rd team rider rotation, starting their junior test. Ryan, who's a student at the University of Central Florida. Galway Blazer, Galway's is known, finished first at the Rocking Horse Winter 2 horse trials and second at the Ocala Winter 1. Ryan Wood and Galway Blaze are completing their junior test for Area 3. It'll be 13 minutes after 11 when we see our next horse and rider combination in that ring for the Adequan FEI North American Youth Championships presented by Gotham North, the Continental Junior Championships for riders under 18. Score for Fernhill Chaos and Sammy Crandell in that division, 63.41 at C, 60.23% at H, 57.27% at B. 39.7 penalties. So Gina Miles in the two-star and Lana Capri completing their test. Score for Samantha Pritchard and King's Landing, who were in the arena prior to Gina, 56.88 at C, 57.29 at H, and 63.13 at B. 40.9 penalties. So that goes into 8th position in the division. As we say, we do have this short break now, about 10 minutes in the North American Junior Championships. Brianna Maroney and Carly Yadu will be next in at 13 minutes after the hour. Whilst here in the two-star, we carry on. Lauren Lo Piccolo and Diego are our next to go. Lauren owns and rides Diego, this Dutch warm blood 10-year-old from Auburn, California. They were third in a two-star at Woodside last October. And then this spring have had good intermediate runs at the likes of Galway Downs in March, the spring event at Woodside in May, and also a second place finish in the National Intermediate at Twin Rivers in April. At the conclusion of the third rider rotation, we get the score for Ryan Wood and Galway Blazer in the juniors: 64.77 at C, 65% at H, and 62.95 at B. 35.8 penalties, 10th position. Lauren Lopiccolo and Diego completing their two-star test. That's number 77 over there. Score for Gina Miles and Lana Capri: 63.54 at C, 64.58 at H, 66.67 at B. 35.1 penalties, 6th position at the moment. Heather Morris and Charlie Tango still lead this division on 28.1. They are the only sub-30 penalty score so far in the International Intermediate, the CCI 2-star. We're getting back underway now in the junior ring with the final 6 riders who all represent the 4th team rider rotation for their panels. Adequan FEI North American Youth Championships presented by Gotham North. Had a good day in dressage yesterday in the riders, the under-21s, and the juniors living up to it again today in the under-18s. Brianna Moroney is going to get us back underway with Kali Yadu. The Area 6 junior rider goes to Woodside Priory School. Placed second at the Fresno County Horse Park 1-star, as well as being the highest placed young rider in that division. Brianna also runs varsity track and field for her high school and is a member of the National Honor Society. Jackson, as Kali Yadu is known, has completed up to the intermediate level in the United States and Canada, and most recently placed second with Brianna in that CIC 1-star at Fresno. Jackson, a Dutch warm blood thoroughbred cross. And number 78 is going to be our next to go in the two-star. This is Liza, Horan and Lafitte. Liza owns and rides. They're from Bilton, California. They took a win in the CCI1 star at Twin Rivers in April and have been up at the international intermediate level before, taking top 10 in the CIC 2-star in March at Galway Downs. So we're back off and running. Brianna Moroney and Carla Yadu for Area 6 completing their test. Remember, this is the start of the 4th team rider rotation. We'll be able to see the start of the team result now as well as we go through these riders that will set up the path to those medals come Sunday afternoon here at the event at Rebecca Farm. Coming down the ramp in a moment will be number 722, Hayley Kospekin with centre stage for the Area 2 team. Area 2 with the full team of 4. A couple of mixed area teams in the juniors this year. But Hayley, from the Northern Virginia Community College student, she rides centre stage. Horse that's been at the 3-star level at Fair Hill 2 years ago and also at Carolina International. Together, they've been in the top 5 at the 1-star at Virginia in 2017 and in the intermediate rider, 3rd place at Carolina International this spring. So Hayley Kospekin centre stage, number 722, final team rider for Area 2. So Liza, Horan and Lafitte completing their two-star test here with us in ring one. Before them in the ring was Lauren LePiccolo and Diego, and they scored 65% at C, 65% at H, and 64.38% at B. 35.2 penalties, 7th position. Well, next to go for Great Britain, James Alliston. James, who's up from his base in San Ramon, California, with Kendra Boyer's Pandora, this Swedish warm blood, 7-year-old, have been winners at Fresno County last November of National Intermediate, 2 top 5s in a podium at the likes of Fresno and Twin Rivers this spring at National Intermediate, and they were 3rd in the CCI1 Star at Galway Downs last November. Ellie Skarspeken and centre stage, wrapping it up for Area 2 in the North American Junior Championships here. Score for 721, Brianna Maroney and Collier, 65.45% at C, 68.64 at H, 68.86 at B. 32.4 penalties and into 4th position. So that's going to give a team score. Our first complete team score will be for the combined team of Area 6, Area 8, Caitlin Vosler, Brianna Maroney, Rachel McGregor and Blake Park, of 97.9, counting best 3 scores. Georgia Dillard and Galileo WP are our next to go. Georgia, who attends Little Rock Christian Academy, took a 2nd place finish at the AECs 2 years in a row, a 4th place finish at the Texas Rose 1-star, and winner of the Area 5 Prelim Rider of the Year in 2016. Galileo WP was 2nd at the Virginia 1-star and 1st place in the Open Prelim at Morven Park. So Georgia Dillard, Galileo WP next to go, and they are going to wrap up things for Area 5, and Area 5 here with just the team of 3. James Alliston and Pandora. They are finished with their dressage test, starting their 3 days of international intermediate action here in the CCI two-star this weekend. Cross-country coming up tomorrow for our internationals, including the Adequan FEI North American Youth Championships presented by Gotham North, and Stadium on Sunday. Liza, Horan and Lafitte, score for them 63.54 at C, 62.50 at H, 62.50 at B. 37.2 penalties and into 9th position. Georgia Dillard and Galileo WP completing their test now in the juniors. That's Area 5's 3-member team, all safely home through the dressage. Our next to go in the North American Junior Championships are going to be team rider for Area 7. This is Harper Click with Rubia. Harper has been a winner at Copper Meadows in the prelim in March this year, also winner at Galway Downs in the CIC 1-star in March this year. All with Rubia. Rubia, affectionately known as the Pumpkin. Harper Click and Rubia, number 724. Harperclick and Ruby are completing their test now in the juniors. Got a score to catch up on in the juniors, and that is for centre stage and Haley Kosbecken. 70% at C, 70.68% at H, and 72.27 at B. 29 penalties and second position. So into individual silver medal position there for Haley Kosbecken and centre stage. And in terms of Area 2, that is going to put the Area 2 team after all four riders on a score of 95.6. So the Area 6, Area 8 combined team just in front. Or just behind, actually, on 97.9, 95.6 for Area 2. Area 5. We'll get Georgia Dillard's score in just a moment as well to confirm that all up. They're just a three-member team. Canyon Walker and Kenneth Street. They go next. Canyon rides. Kenneth Street, they're an Area 1 competitor. Canyon, a C2 Pony Club member. Won a few high point awards with the local Horse Trial Association as well. Kenneth Street is another OTTB. Won his first race, where he raced 14 times out in Colorado. And this is a combination that have moved up the grades together. Kenneth Street, ridden by Canyon Walker for the team from Area 1, number 725. So we're about to get back underway in the International Two-Star with number 80, Ashley Hayes, riding Call It Courage. Ashley owns and rides. Ashley from Benton, Louisiana. An intermediate fourth place at Chattahoochee Hills in June. And a second place in the CCI1 Star for this combination at Texas Rose in May. So Canyon Walker and Kenneth Street for Area 1 completing their junior test. Score for 724, Harper Click and Rubia, 69.32 at C, 70.45 at H, 71.14 at B, 29.7 and into individual bronze medal position. So Harper and Rubia, Area 7 riders. Area 7 and Area 4 have combined to make a team here, and their best three scores, after all team riders have ridden, is going to be 98.3. Leading team on 4 scores is 95.6, 97.9, that's Area 2. Area 4, 8 on 97.9, Area 6 and 8. Area 4 and 7 on 98.3, and Area 5 on 105.2, so it's all pretty close. Well, our final junior horse to go is going to be Layla Sachs with Mr. Bojangles. Layla from Area 3 is a student at Atlanta Country Day. They placed well up in the Ocala Jockey Club 1-star last winter. Mr. Bojangles, a USCA Young Event Horse East Coast 5-year-old championship winner with Bruce Davidson. So Layla Sachs, Mr. Bojangles is going to wrap up the Adequan FEI North American Youth Championships presented by Gotham North Continental Junior Championships Dressage. Ashley Hayes and Call It Courage completing their test in the International 2-star. That's number 80 there. And Ashley and Call It Courage starting our final session of judging in the CCI 2-star. That'll take us up to the long lunch break at just 1:15. And then in this afternoon, we have the International Advanced Divisions, the short format cross-country, CIC 3-star, and the long format cross-country, CCI 3-stars. David Adama goes next here in the International 2-star with Unit. Christina Rosenblatt's horse, 9-year-old Belgian Warmblood, Dutch Warmblood Cross. David from Corte Madera, California. He's had top fives this year at National Intermediate at Twin, at Fresno, and at the spring event at Woodside. And they were top 5 in the CCI 1-star at Galway Downs last November. Layla Sachs and Mr. Bojangles finished their test, and they finished the dressage of the Adequan FEI North American Youth Championships presented by Gotham North. The under-18s today, the juniors. We'll get their score just very shortly and see how both the individual classification and team classification looks here in the North American Junior Championships. For Kenneth Street, ridden by Canyon Walker, we are just getting the scores through now from our 3 judges. We thank our judges. Joe Young of Canada judging at sea over the course of the 2 days, the president of the jury for these Continental Championships. Judging at H today, Judy Hancock of Great Britain, and Bobby Stevenson of the United States of America has been our judge at B today for the juniors. Well, in particular for the NAYC competitors, jump school sign-ups are open until 5:30 this evening. If you want to sign up for a jump school as an individual or through your team coach, those sign-ups open until 5:30 this evening. Number 725. Kenneth Street, ridden by Canyon Walker, 59.55 at C, 61.59 at H, 63.18 at B. 38.6 penalties. That's going to go top 20 for them. Area 1 then, with Kenneth Street and Canyon Walker scored to be in the mix as well. They're going to be on 109.4. Just the one final score to come in to see where Area 3 are going to sit in our standings. David Adamo and Unit completing their two-star test. Call It Courage and Ashley Hayes, who were in the ring before them. Ashley and Call It Courage scoring 67.08 at C, 63.96 at H, 64.79 at B.
Scoring, I need to know how I'm going to get my scoring for...
34.7 is the penalty score, tied for fifth. Next to go, Chloe Smith and Stag Party, number 82. Linda Payne's horse, Chloe Smith from Aguanga, California. Took a 12th place finish in the two-star at Aspen Farms earlier on this summer and top 20 in the CCI1 star at Galway Downs last November. Chloe Smith, Stag Party, number 82, are our next to go. Well, the last junior competitor was Mr. Bojangles, ridden by Layla Sachs. 65% at C, 69.09 at H, 65.45 at B. 33.5 penalties, a top 10 finish, 9th in fact, in the individual classification. So in the team classification of the North American Junior Championships, Area 2 are going to lead on 95.6. Areas 6 and 8 together, second on 97.9. Third on 98.3 will be Area 4, 7 combined. 105.2 for Area 5. Then it's Area 3, then Area 1. So in the individual classification of the juniors, Reg McGregor and Catch Me If You Can are going to sit 10th overnight. Mr. Bojangles, Layla Sachs in 9th. Galileo WP, Georgia Dillard in 8th. Why Not Glenn, Grace Peters in 7th. 6th, Kali Yadu, ridden by Brianna Maroney. Caitlin Vossler, Clear Approval in 5th. Mandolin R, Olivia Wall 4th. Harper Click riding Ruby a 3rd. In bronze medal position in centre stage, Hayley Kospekin in silver medal position on 29 and 28.6 leads the way. In overnight gold medal position, Mackenzie Wickman and Dassett Profile.